గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది చూసాను. రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది. ఇంకా ఆప్షన్స్ ఉంటాయండి, రావట్లేదంటే.
నేను పడతాను.
ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఏంటి సార్? ఏం పెట్టారు ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ అని?
కోర్స్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ అని పెట్టా. ఆ కోర్స్ గురించి మనం అనాలిసిస్ చేస్తాం, డిజైన్ చేస్తాం, అలగర్థమ్స్, పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ చెక్ చేస్తాం అని చెప్పి
పెట్టారు. Good afternoon, students. So, only 52 students are joined till now. So, our subject is design and analysis of algorithm. So, first of all, we discuss the objective of this subject. So, here the objectives of for this algorithm is we have to analyze the asymptotic performance of algorithm. Here we have three types of asymptotic notations are there: big O notation, theta notation, and omega notation. We discussed about all these things about the time complexity of an algorithm. Okay, so we will discuss this in the next classes. So these are the important notations because we have to know how the algorithm will work, how much time will take, and how much space it required. We will calculate it by its asymptotic notation. So by using either theta or omega or big O notation, we know the time complexity of the algorithm. Next objective is write rigorous correctness proofs for algorithm. We have to discuss it in next slides, and also demonstrate a familiarity with major algorithms and data structures. What are the major algorithms and what are the data structures we use for this DA design analysis algorithm? And also we have to apply important algorithmic design paradigms and methods of analysis. Also, one of the objective of the algorithms. Then we have to know the synthesis efficient algorithm in common engineering design situations. So all these are objectives of the design analysis of algorithm. So this is our unit 1 syllabus. First we know what is an algorithm, what are the algorithm specifications, what is pseudocode conversion recursive algorithm. Then we study about performance analysis, then space complexity and time complexity we discussed in unit 1, and also discussed about amortized complexity and also amortized complexity and asymptotic notation. Next one is practical complexities, and last topic in first one is performance measurement. Okay, so before going to first unit, first of all we must know what is an algorithm. All of you know about the algorithm. You already studied. All of you studied about C and data structures. In this, you know about what is an algorithm. So, in general, algorithm is a step-by-step procedure. Okay, an algorithm is a finite sequence of effective steps to solve a particular problem. So here each step is definite and which it terminates for all possible inputs in a finite amount of time. So definite means it needs some starting date and ending time. Okay, that is we call it as a definite. Yeah, algorithm must have some starting and compulsory it has some ending time. If there is no ending time, then we call it is not an algorithm. Okay. So another point is algorithm has a main point here. Algorithm has how many inputs we need and how many outputs we need. So for algorithm, we need at least one output, and algorithm requires zero or more inputs. Okay, so algorithm requires only at least one output, and it has zero inputs. So you have to remember algorithm requires how many inputs and how many output means algorithm requires at least one output and it requires zero or more inputs. Okay, so an algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a particular task. First of all, just to see, so what is an algorithm is a step-by-step procedure for solving the given problem. Okay. So actually, what is algorithm means? Algorithm may be actually algorithm generally write in English language, but it is write in algorithm in any language. That but all of them write in common language English. So algorithm may be any language is write algorithm in any language, but all most of the students or most of the people understand English language. So algorithm and write in English language. Okay. So algorithm is a step-by-step procedure. So for example, we have some problem here. See, there is a problem. We have some problem is there. So for this problem, we write different types of algorithms. This is algorithm 1, algorithm 2, and algorithm 3, and so on, algorithm n. Okay, for one problem, we write different types of algorithm in A1 to N. So in this, which one is the best? Which algorithm is the best? How we identify this algorithm is best? A1 is best, or A2 best, or A4 or AN? Which algorithm is best for best solution for this problem? How we identify that? So in this point of view, we have to analyze each written algorithm. So analyze consisting of two parts. One is time complexity and another one is space complexity. Okay. So for each different for one problem we have to write we've written 10 algorithms. So for each algorithm we have to analyze its time complexity and space complexity. So some of the algorithms will complete the problem with less amount of time, but it requires more space. Okay. So in this category, we have to choose only which algorithm has less time and less space. That algorithm we call it as the perfect algorithm for this problem. Okay. So for each algorithm, we have to identify or analyze the time and space complexity. Okay. So we have to identify each algorithm. So for example, A2 has very as compared to other algorithms, it has less time complexity and less space complexity. Then A2 is the problem for so this A2 is the solution for this problem after analyzing the algorithm. So that is about analysis. Okay. Then design, we have to design different algorithms for choosing our problem, and then we have to analyze which algorithm is best for that problem. Okay. So here comes here see here. See here, why do we analyze the algorithm? So why do we analyze the algorithm? Okay. So here computers are used to process large amount of data. In order to process large amount of data, it is necessary to use algorithms. So first of all, we have to process large amount of data. We write an algorithm to in which pattern we have to store the algorithm, and for this purpose we need to analyze the algorithm, because if you are not analyzing the algorithm, we don't know which algorithm is best. So that's why we need to analyze the algorithm. So here first of all for analyzing algorithm, to make sure the program is correct, then we have to uh, then we have to analyze the program terminates within a reasonable amount of time. It will not take infinite time, so it will take only a reasonable amount of time, either 24 hours or 12 hours or some reasonable amount of time. Okay. And also why to analyze means it is useful in developing analytical skills. Okay, and also to store and access large amount of data efficiently, also we have to analyze. Okay, then and we have to create new algorithms, and also we have to analyze their efficiency. Efficiency is nothing but time and space. Okay, so this is the this that's why to we analyze the algorithms. Then come to what to analyze the algorithm. Just I told about why to analyze the algorithm. Now what to analyze the algorithm. So here we study to specifications of algorithm and to draw conclusion about how the implementation of the algorithm or program will be performed in general. So what to analyze, and we can determine the running time of a program according to its input. So if the input size is large, the running time will increase. If the input size is low, the running time is fast. So, sir, what to analyze means we have to analyze the first one is we have to analyze the running time of the program. Then we have to determine the maximum memory space needed for the for program data. So, how much space is required for that data, and what is the running time? These are we have to what to analyze. Then we have to determine the total size of the program code. How much code required for that program? What is the size of that code? We have to analyze. Then determine whether the program correctly computes the desired result. Okay, what to analyze, that is determine whether the program correctly computes the desired result, and also determine the complexity of program, that is how easy to read and understand and modify about that program. Next, determine the robustness of the program. So, for example, robustness means, for example, how well does it deal with the unexpected or unexpected inputs. Okay, so here we have mainly concentrate with two things, that is running time and memory space. I already told you we have to analyze the algorithm, what is the running time, how much time it required to complete the task, and how much memory it is required to solve memory required for that algorithm, that is space. Okay, so this is about design and analysis of algorithm. Analysis is nothing. Design means you have to design the algorithm for particular problem. Then we have to design different types of algorithm techniques for the problem. Then we have to analyze the its running time and memory space for the algorithm. Okay, so see here there are some of the properties of algorithm are here, that is input, output, definiteness, effectiveness, finiteness. Okay, so first of all we discussed about input. So input means it generally requires a finite number of inputs. So that is it requires some finite number of inputs. Okay, so here the algorithm must have input values for a specified set. Okay, then coming to the output. My voice is okay, audible. So next coming to the output. So here it must produce at least one output. I already told it must produce at least one output. So the algorithm must produce the output values for from a specified set of input values. The output values are the solution to the problem. Okay, so if you give some of the inputs, then there is a result that you called as output, that is the solution to that input. Okay, then we have coming to the definiteness. For definiteness, all steps of algorithm must be precisely defined. Okay, here all steps of algorithm must be precisely defined. Next, we move to the so precisely defined means here each instruction should be clear. Next, we move to the effectiveness. So here in this, for effectiveness, must be possible to perform each step of the algorithm correctly and in a finite amount of time. So that means its steps must be basic enough so that the problem will be easily solved. Okay, then we move to the finiteness. Finiteness means nothing but it must be terminated within a finite number of steps. Okay, so these are the properties of algorithm. Input means it is a finite number of inputs there. Output means at least one output is there, and that is the solution to the given input. Then definiteness means each instruction should be clear, and effectiveness means the program will be solved in a finite amount of time. So each step of the algorithm is clear and will be solved in a finite amount of time. Okay, next finiteness. The algorithm must be terminated in a finite number of steps. That is finiteness. So for algorithm, here for the same algorithm can be represented in several different ways. So several algorithms for solving the same problem may exist. So for one problem we have several algorithms. Okay, and also several algorithms for solving the same problem may also exist, and different algorithms for the same problem work with different speeds. Okay, so each algorithm, some algorithm will take some less time, some algorithm will take more time for, but all the algorithm are solution to the given problem only. But some algorithms will take much speed. Some algorithm will work different speeds. That is some less speed or high speed. Okay. Then the range of input for each algorithm we have to specify carefully. Okay, the range of input for algorithm we have to specify carefully. Okay, next we come to the analysis of algorithm. So here for analysis of algorithm, first we have to know what data structures to use, either linked list or stack or queues or heap trees So what data structures to use for the analysis of that algorithm, and also we have to check is the algorithm is correct. Okay, we have to check if the algorithm is correct or not. Next, how algorithm is efficient. Okay, okay, and we have to check is there an efficient algorithm for that problem. So then we have to know the complexity of algorithm is the running time or storage space. I already told you how to identify the best algorithm means you have to calculate its running time and space, then compared with different algorithm for the same problem. You have to calculate each algorithm time and space, then you have to identify which one has less time and less space. That algorithm is the solution for that problem. Okay. So these are the properties of algorithm. So see here, definiteness means each instruction should be clear and unambiguous. So it must be clearly what should be done. Okay. So for example, if you are write a see here in this, we have add 6 and 6 or 7 to x. So then compute x by 0. Reminder is negative number, so it is not clear instruction. So we have to check either divided by 0, error, all these we have to check each instruction is clear or not. Then effectiveness. So here effectiveness means it will complete within a set a finite amount of time. Okay, but it will not take very long time. So that is not the solution to that problem. You have to identify whether it will be completed within a effective time. Then finiteness, the algorithm should terminate after a finite number of steps. Okay. Next, we must come to the concept of pseudocode. So, what is an algorithm and what is the pseudocode means? Algorithm is a step-by-step procedure. It may be written in any language, but most of the algorithms are written in English language only. That is common. Same pseudocode is also an algorithm, but here we use some notations instead of writing in theoretical manner. We write some of the notations. For example, see here for algorithm and pseudocode, small difference here. For example, C equal to A plus B. So C equal to A plus B. We this type of codes we write in only, we call it, this is a pseudocode. This is not an algorithm. Actually, in algorithm, we write in theoretical manner. That is, add A and B and store the result in C. That is algorithm. So pseudocode is nothing but C is equal to A plus B. Represent in this form means it is some coding manner. Actually, in algorithm, we write in letter format or theoretical format. Understand, that is the difference between pseudocode and algorithm. Algorithm written in word format. For this example, add A and B and store the result in C. Instead of this, we write in words. In pseudocode, we just represent this type of formats. This type of variables we use here, but in algorithm, we just write in words. That is the difference between algorithm and pseudocode. Okay.
Pseudocode continuation conventions.
Okay, see here in this pseudocode, here pseudocode purpose means flowcharts graphically represents the algorithm. We represent the algorithm in the form of flowcharts. You must know about, you all are familiar with the flowcharts. We already we already draw the, all people you already know about the flowchart. So the pictorial representation of algorithm, we call it as a flowchart. For this, but it can only used for simple algorithms or problems, and also pseudocode is used to represent the algorithm. Okay, so here some of the conversions of pseudocode. So here comments begin with slash. Okay, that is continue until the end of line. Next, we have to indicate with matching brackets, open bracket and close bracket, and we have to statement end with the column, semicolon. Okay, we have, for example, statement, a compound statement are there, and a body of a procedure is there. Then identifier begins with a letter, and it implements data type assignment, scope depends. Okay, see here. So here some data types are there: integer, float, character, boolean, and we have some records are there. So see here, this is the representation of pseudocode. Okay, some node equal record is there, then data type 1, data 2, and so on, data 10. This is the link represented in linked list. Then we have to assign the variables in this format. Variable here, this is the expression. So all these we don't need, just I am telling the brief, just brief only brief discussion about this. Then boolean, we have two boolean values are there, true or false. True is 0, false is 1. And we are using some operators. We all know about these and, are not, and some relation operators, left arrow, right arrow, hash. All these know about all these things. Okay. Then we have we all know about the array represent array indices starts as 0, a of 0. We have representing in square brackets. Okay, this is the example. Okay, these are some of the conversions of the pseudocode. You all are familiar with the loops, uh, for loop, while loop, do while. All you know about the conventions in loops. Convention pseudocode, that is one of the conventions loops. So you know about while. So while condition. Okay, then execute statement one, so on. First it will check the condition, then coming into the loop. Okay, for loop, it has some same. For loop has initial condition, initial initialization is there, then condition, then it has increment or decrement value. So then we know about the conditional statements, if statements or if else statement. First it will check the condition, then execute the statement. If the, and also you know about this if condition, then statement one, else statement two. All are you familiar about this? Then case statements, switch case. Multiple statements are there in that we have to choose any one, that we call it as switch statement. Then another pseudo conversions are input or output. Input is read, output is write. Okay, so procedure is nothing but algorithm. Only one type of procedure, we call it as an algorithm. So for example, we have to write an algorithm, find the maximum in the array of n numbers. So this is the, actually this is not an algorithm, this is an algorithm in, we call it as a pseudo code. So algorithm represented in pseudocode format. Okay, so see here in this algorithm, find the maximum in array of n numbers. We have give the we have to give some array element, then we have to find the maximum number in that array. Okay, so see the algorithms here. So first we have to consider as a result stored in A1 as a first element we have to compare with stored in result. Okay, then we start from 2 to remaining elements. Then if the first check the condition for each element, if it is greater, then that element will stored in the result. Finally, the result will come that the maximum element will come as a solution for that problem. So how to develop an algorithm? So some of the steps for the algorithm is devise, validate, analyze and test. Okay, these are the development of an algorithm. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss some of the algorithms and how to write the algorithm and how we write the pseudocode and how to analyze the algorithm and some asymptotic notations. We will discuss just today. Just brief discussion about the algorithm. So algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve the particular task. So we have just revising the topic. Algorithm is a step-by-step process to solve the problem. So we have for one problem we have different types of algorithms are there. Then for each algorithm we have to analyze its time complexity and space complexity. Then we choose the best one for the solution for that problem, that we call it as analyze. Okay. So here this is an algorithm. Then algorithm specifications, that is nothing but the properties of algorithm. I already told you what is an algorithm. Then we already discussed some of the pseudocode conversions are there. That is for loops. Just now I discussed about some of the conversations of the pseudocode. See here, some of first one is comment, second one is blocks, and that is brackets, and then some of the identifiers for pseudocode conversions. Then these are the data types represented in pseudocode conversion: the integer, float, char, boolean, and so on. Then some conversions is assignment operator for these are the pseudocode conversions. Then boolean values, true or false. We have some logical operators, then relational operators. All these comes under pseudocode conversions. Then array is also comes under pseudocode conversion. Then loops, conditional operators, selection operators, input output, procedures, all these pseudocode conversions. This is the example for that, for an algorithm. Okay, so all these about some basic discussion. So tomorrow we will discuss about asymptotic notations. What is big O notation? What is theta notation? All these are discussed in tomorrow class. So